with the Junk Parlor, and we are going to decorate the mudroom today. So we've lived in this house for 2 years, and decorating has definitely been a process, and I feel like I'm finally in a happy place for the most part. My biggest dilemma that I would love for you to give me an opinion on down in the comments is the door situation. This goes out to the garage. This is the door that we use at 99.9% of the time. And this goes to the laundry room. Now, what is the dilemma? The dilemma is that this section of the door is always dirty. Right now, I have some paint on it, but it is only a matter of time, like weeks, maybe months, before all of that paint is worn off. And then every time somebody is touching the door, not using the handle, it's gonna get black. So I'll Clorox wipe it, and then I'm wiping off paint as well. Now, the color of this door is the same as the rest of the trim, and they did leave that paint color for me, so I know it's Creamy by Sherwin-Williams. But if I paint the door, I need to do something special to it so that it doesn't just wear away, because what I've patched it with here recently is the Creamy. It's a lot brighter, and it's just gonna wear off because in the past 2 years I've done this numerous times, so I know. So I'm not sure. Now, on the inside of this door is the black, and this was just black paint that I had left over, I think from my old brick and mortar, the Morton building, the front doors on that, and then I did paint my back door of the house black. So I had leftover paint, I used it black. There's a couple little nicks, but like I said, 2 years, teenagers, we've used this door a million times. A couple nicks is no big deal. So I thought about painting this black. It would kind of go with the dark wood in the lockers. Where you are, the camera is, that's basically the entire house, because our house is like a bowling alley. So I think black would look fine. The dilemma is, well, then I have this door. Do I have to paint it black? Because do I want a black door and a white door? If I do that one black, do I really want to do this one black? Or then is it going to be too dark in here? We do have one window and one not very bright light. Just don't know. I also thought, well, color drenching is really cool right now, right? So just do my green here, which is Sherwin-Williams Farm to Table, do it on the trim, do it on the door, and leave the baseboards cream. I mean, there's hardly any baseboards in here anyway, because I go back and forth. I think color drenching looks awesome in other people's homes. I'm not sure that I am wanting color drenching in my own home. But if I did green trim, green door, green trim, green door, left the bases cream, would I like that? Well, I mean, I like this green, but I don't like this green. The ombre gray that I have everywhere else sprinkled in my house, I love the ombre gray, which is more like a blue. So I just don't know what to do, because I say this all the time. I am the type A personality, and seeing the dirty handprints on the door drives me nuts. I know it only drives me nuts, no one else in the family. I know I'm the only one that has ever cleaned the dirty handprints off of here. And please don't tell me that my kids are dirty because they get dirty handprints on a cream door. That's not the case. For the most part, I feel like we're a pretty clean family. So anyway, I would really love if you have a suggestion. Should I paint it all cream and then do a matte clear coat over it? Should I get the creamy Sherwin-Williams in like a, they make special boat paint. I can't think of what it's called. But should I get some special paint for like exteriors, and then it will be able to handle getting touched 1,000 times? I just don't know what to do, but I don't like it now. Back in football season of 2023, Cash dropped his helmet and put this little nick in the wall, and it has taken me a full year to get the paint out and do a little touch up on it. Okay, so walking into the mudroom, much smaller than the mudroom at our last house. Our newly stained hardwood floors. So these were kind of like a pine color when we moved in. And then in the middle of doing laundry, but here is the laundry room, and I will link a video to the laundry room. We're gonna use this plant tray here in a second. Because I've had about 50 million things up on the top of these cabinets and haven't liked anything, I think we're just gonna smush those things together and put a plant back up there. I had one and then I must have been over watering it, and so like water was raining down the entire lockers. A former teacher and friend of mine passed away, and her husband gave me a lot of her books. Now, most of them are newer books, so I decided to just have the, put the binding to the back and have the pages out on the front. And then I just worked them in to these lockers because we really don't use them. I've had some different things in there. I've had those picnic baskets in there. I've had some green metal vintage picnic baskets in there, which I liked. But I love the look of books. I especially like the book pages that have textures or that have been hand cut. And I tried to arrange these so that they go every which way, so that there's some light books mixed in with dark books. And my idea was to put a picture in front of it. I do have a little bit of distance here, so I could put some kind of like, you know, plant or vase or something. So we're gonna play around with that because I've been looking for months for some pictures or art to go in here, and I have not found anything. I know when I turned my coat closet into a cleaning closet, everyone was like, oh my gosh, where do you put all your coats? We have 2 kids at home. You can see they each get their own locker per se. And most of our stuff is out in the garage. So let me show you. This door is the door that we come in and out of all of the time. And in my front porch decorating video, I talked about how I took a Walmart rug like this, which I actually had these in Centerville, and I just painted the stairs black, the dog's wanting out, and then I screwed in the rug. We enter the house via the garage. In addition to painting the stairs black, I painted the door black. I added a wreath here for the fall. And I also hung these 2 coat racks. They're really from like a auto shop, I think, a car place. Maybe had like some kind of pipes on them. You can see it's not organized. This is real life, but all of our coats are just shoved here. Extra shoes are here. And then hats, gloves, scarves, etc. are here with our skeleton. But because we put like extra stuff out here, we really don't need a true coat closet. And I'll link that coat closet turned cleaning closet here for you as well. So you come into the house, there's Bella. What she has learned to do, I tried to get her to use the doorbell, but she hits the springy thing. Too funny. So you'll notice that I have another one of these rugs here to kind of catch the dirt as you come into the house. This paint color is Farm to Table by Sherwin-Williams, but I don't understand it completely, but they don't have it in store. They actually had to mix it. Like maybe it's, I want to say Lowe's. It's like their Lowe's version of Sherwin-Williams, or Sherwin-Williams that's only carried at Lowe's, but it's called Farm to Table.
We do have maybe one newer family photo than that, but I mean, the oldest there's 21 now. The youngest is 15. So probably should do an updated family photo. I did put this photo really close to the door trim, which hubby thinks is weird, but I did that because when you open this door, see where the door is? There's no risk of anything getting hit. And I thought about putting a hook here or something just for keys or Bella's leash, but I've never done that. This window is normally home to plants. This is one that my friend gave me. The lighting's kind of bad. This is actually a new leaf. I think these are new leaves growing maybe, but you can see that some leaves has fallen off. Sometimes these little like ball things will start growing. So I haven't decided, am I watering it too much or I'm not watering it enough? I do not know. So some of the leaves are dying, but new ones are growing. And I separated it out from another one. But this is normally where I put my propagated plants or plants I'm trying to make sure I pay attention to. I love these little copper measuring sets, so I just have them sitting in here. We did opt to put a pad down. I don't know if you'll be able to see in the camera, but it looks like someone spilt coffee, pop, protein shake, although no one will admit it. And I bought this at home. It probably was for, you know, outdoor furniture, and it just happened to fit in here perfectly. I could definitely not have anything, but I just like how it breaks up the color a little bit. I mean, look how old this is. I love it. This one also has a really nice back with a picture hanger that I added. And then I did hang these two mirrors, which I used to have by the front door, and at one point opted to put them here in our mudroom. And somebody was asking me, so maybe you guys can help me down in the comments, what is giving this the texture? So I misspoke to the person who asked me about this because I thought it was just like stamped, like this was paper mache kind of stuff and they stamped over it. But you can see there's a seam there. You can see a little bit easier here where some of it is picked off. But how did they do this? It's so ornate and detailed. And I love the little metal corners on this mirror. So cool. And I just think they fit the space really well. You're never actually looking in them, but they do reflect the sun. So down here is kind of interesting. When I went on a pick, and actually it was somebody who I'd picked stuff at their house. When I went and picked at her house, and then she had other people come and pick at her house, she was like, basically like, I appreciated how you operated way more than the other people that I dealt with. So when her mom passed away, she gave me everything that was in the house that they didn't want. And so one of those things were these metal, they have the plastic coating on them, racks. And we used them in the shop. The kids used them. They're all stackable. And then also, like here, what I'm calling the feet, those could go, you know, and be up and like click in a wire rack, like if you had a coat rack or shelving or whatever. But look at how they fit in these cubbies, like they fit like a glove. So instead of having a bunch of wasted space, now I can put shoes up on the top rack and on the bottom, and it just gives us more space. Then what happens is when we fill up our cubby, which that one is hubby's, it's always full, but the rest of us at least, and sometimes I just take his shoes for him, we go put the extra shoes in the closet because I feel like shoes are kind of seasonal. You'll wear something a lot and then you kind of rotate your shoes, or at least that's how I am. Gym shoes are always in here, but then you can just go and put those in the closet and keep the ones that you're wearing the most out here. So you get about 5 pairs. You get more than that, they need to go somewhere else so it can be a little bit more neat and tidy in here. Yes, I am a type A personality. So you can see I have a bunch of 2x4 scraps and just scraps in general up here to keep this crown molding up a little bit higher. Then we're gonna need a little bit of height for the plant. And then I made sure to get a drip tray. This time too, so that we weren't spilling everywhere. So it's a little bit higher, but you're never gonna see that. Otherwise, I think we have a good look going on here. So I like having big things up here. I think they're easier to see. I like having a pop of white against this, I think it's an inch plant. And I love the purple and green. I just like the colors it pulls in here. And then you know I love wood tones. So the wicker baskets help achieve that. So this is what we're gonna go with. So I picked up this painting recently and I love the composition and the colors. I'm just not sure where I want to put it, but something like this I think is a good size, having the books kind of frame around it. And then I could still put a vase or something here too. But I like symmetry and I don't have anything else that I could put in the other spot that's going to be similar colors. Except I do have something, but I don't think it's going to be a good shape. I do have a couple landscapes. These are probably from late 1800s, early 1900s. And both of them are this shape, but to me, this just isn't the shape that I'm wanting. Although I love the colors. And you know what? Maybe it's just something that I leave now until I find something. I'm maybe too literal. Like shoes in a mudroom just seem appropriate.
when it really doesn't matter where you put these things. There's a little bit of height difference. So in one breath, I like to think, okay, what is appropriate for this room? What's used in this room? And then in the other breath, I mean, I have copper measuring cups in the window in my mudroom. So I do both, I guess, let's say. I went and grabbed a few more things because I like to have options. I did have another shoe. I think I like it this way because I don't know if you can see in the lighting, but the toe is a different kind of wood. And this one says 6.5 and this one says 7.5, but I don't think that seems accurate. I'm putting the shoes a little bit wider than the picture. And then I grabbed a couple things. I grabbed this wood turned candlestick, which I like just because it's wood. And then I got this turkey feather and an inkwell because I thought they kind of went together. And you know what? I've never figured out where I'm gonna put the little turkey feather tail fan turkey feathers, the little guys. So I might want to do that here. Now, the bummer thing about this one is that it wants to curve to the right. And with this picture, I would rather it went the other way. So, I don't know, not liking it. Look what I found, an even better feather, and it turns the right way. So, I do like that. Don't like it together. So that is an option. Even though that's not a pheasant feather, this isn't a pheasant feather. No, I think I'm liking the feather. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you like how I decorate and you like my style, please be sure to click that subscribe button. I try and come out with new videos each Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. So I'll see you next time.